The first time Kyrah ran away, she was 10 years old.
As Kyrah got older, she would not come home from school. She would sneak out, and one time she ran away and she called us at 1 in the morning.
Once I had a really big fight with my parents when I was 14. Me and my mom were arguing, and I started cussing, and then my dad got involved.
I popped her in her mouth with my hand.
Slapped me in the face, I think about 3 times.
A few weeks later, she did run away.
Just 3 months ago, Kyrah asked to ride her bike to her friend's house. She sends mom a lengthy text, pretty much saying, I'm not coming home.
I ran away and we got a hotel.
So at 11 a.m., I had drove by the hotel and I saw her walking out with her friends. Police came and I heard on the radio that they were uncooperative and that they had all 3 of them at gunpoint. For Kyrah, being in handcuffs and having the guns on her, it just didn't seem like it was a big deal to her.
I was recommended a halfway house for runaways, and Kyrah did stay at the halfway house for about 2 weeks.
When I got home from the halfway house, it was about a month before I ran again. I told my mom that I was gonna go work out in the garage.
I came out to check on her, and the garage was cracked about that much, and there was no Kyrah.
I left at night, and then they found me like the next day.
She was hiding by the 3rd trash on the left-hand side, and I saw her shoes. So I got out and I started running towards her. I ended up grabbing Kyrah by her hair and I slammed her into a fence.
Mom popped her in the mouth, threw her phone on the ground and shattered it. Kyrah takes a swing at mom and sheriffs come. They threw her on the hood of the car and then put handcuffs on her. My wife and I, we are both mentally and physically exhausted just from trying to keep her in the house.
If she's not in my view, I'm just in constant fear.
To make matters worse, Kyrah says she has suffered some serious trauma in her past. Problem is, Amethyst believes her, but Dustin thinks she's lying.
A couple months ago, I was going through Kyrah's phone. I had found some things in there that just really raised some eyebrows.
I decided to talk with Kyrah, and she admitted to me that there was trauma that happened last year.
Fast forward a little bit, Kyrah gets in trouble again about a month later, and that's when we learned about the second trauma.
When I was 9, I was at a friend's house and something really traumatic happened.
I hate that she had to go through what she went through. I failed as a mom because I couldn't protect her.
I was at a crossroads because of her track record of lying and just the extent that she has gone to get herself out of lies. I was leaning more towards, I don't believe her.
When he said that he didn't believe her, I told Dustin I hated him. This is why people don't tell people about their trauma, is because of people like you.
I couldn't comprehend how he could tell me he loved me, but then say that I lied about something that I had been through.
Kyrah started telling me that she couldn't live with him and that she was gonna run. He basically told her, go for it. And after she left the room, I got in his face and I said, if she leaves, I'm leaving you.
Our family's just completely fallen apart and I feel helpless.
Okay. Well, we're going to meet Kyrah later, okay? We're going to add her to the conversation. But I wanted to talk just among adults first. The problem that you guys have described is she's running away repeatedly. Is that the problem or is that a symptom?
I feel like it's a symptom. I think the problem is the trauma that happened. I feel like anything that happens in our house that might just be little to normal families, you know, like her getting grounded or something like that, it becomes this thing for her and she just feels like she has to escape. I feel like some kids, you know, turn to drugs or, I don't know, some do art and her thing is running away. That's her getaway, her go-to.
Okay. How many times has she run away?
9.
She's been victimized in some ways, according to her. You believe her.
Yes.
You question whether or not it has happened at all or the way that she says or whatever, but you think the running away is a symptom? You think it's a problem? What's your view?
I believe it's her getaway too. She's running from her issues that she has and the trauma that took place in the house. She doesn't want to be in that place because it reminds her of what happened.
I have told Dustin that he needs to put on his man pants. If you want to be a leader of the house, then you need to
step up.
I don't have the confidence of being the leader. When I do, she shuts me down.
I don't make poor decisions, but you just make me feel like I do.
I get criticism from my wife instead of support. So it doesn't work.
I said there's somebody here at real danger, and it's you. Why did I say that? You have any idea?
I'm not sure.
Would you like to know?
Yeah.
Boy, I would if I were you.
I would. And that's why I'm here. Like, if I need to hear it from another perspective. Because
Well, here's the issue. Let's look at this from your point of view. And this may make your wife really mad. I don't know, but you got to deal with the realities here. Here's your perspective. You think she's a liar. You agree she lies a lot, right?
I agree she lies.
Well, okay. You think she lies a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to say, well, she's lied.
I feel like she lies to him. She doesn't lie to me.
Well, here's your big danger. You think she lies, and you think she lies about being victimized. What's your life going to be like when she decides, okay, I'm going to put those two things together, and I'm going to lie about being victimized by you? Let's say it's Wednesday afternoon, and that lie is said. What do you think your life's going to be like Thursday morning, and Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday, when you're in handcuffs because there is a presumption that she's telling the truth and that you're guilty until you prove otherwise, and trying to prove a negative is very, very difficult.
Sure.
So you're in a situation where you're clearly at odds with someone that has lied about being victimized. Do you think it's a stretch for her to lie about being victimized by her enemy, which is you?
Mm-mm. I guess my only hope, if that ever were to come up, would hopefully Mom would say, no, he's not that kind of man.
It ain't up to Mom.
Sure, but that would be my only
It's up to
hope.
the police, it's up to the court, it's up to Child
Sure.
Protective Services, and then your life is changed forevermore.
Sure, absolutely.
And trust me, I've seen it happen more than once. And to me, it just seems like the next evolution of this, if in fact what you believe to be true is true. If in fact she lies, and she lies about being victimized, and she sees you as the enemy, and this just seems like the next evolution. Does it not?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not something I thought about, but it does make sense.
Well,
I see where you come from.
let me tell you, this may be the most important conversation of your life right now, because that is a hard bell to unring. Because when that bell gets rung, then your access to her is taken away, and your access to your other 3 children,
Right.
gone in the blink of an eye. And who knows what the determination will be at that point, because you've now got the government in your life.
All right.
So those are the stakes for which you're playing this game.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you. What do you think about what I'm saying?
I could see where you're coming from. I feel like that's something far-fetched for her to come up with.
Didn't you say to her,
Yes.
what'd you say to her at one point?
When me and her got our first apartment together, I told her that nobody else would be there with us, that it would just be her and I. And I lied to her.
So the 2 of you have an apartment, and you look at her and you say, you know what? It's just us, you and me, right?
Yeah.
Just girl power here, you and me. How long was it before
Things moved
you
really
started
quickly.
getting really serious?
She met him when he moved in.
Before you started getting really serious with him?
3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're with her and you say, okay, it's you and me, just us. You and me, girl, nobody else, right? You're pretty specific about this.
Yeah.
It's just you and me, nobody else. Nobody comes between us. It's just you and I. We're in this together. We're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Within 3 months, 90 days, you're pretty seriously involved with him. You lied to her.
I did.
You told her A, and then you did B. And then you did C, D, and E.
Yeah, the other 3 kids.
Yeah. So from her point of view, is it possible that she's saying, okay, it was you and me. We were tight. We were just going to be us. And then you bring him in, and then you just have a whole new family. And then I'm just sitting over here. I'm just sitting over here to the side. You got a new husband. You got a new family. And then there's me. I'm the remnant of your past, the child you had as a child. And I'm yesterday's news. I'm old soup. I'm just sitting over here to the side, and you got this whole new family. Makes a hell of a picture postcard, but I'm on the outside. So you know what? I'll just go on the outside. I don't fit, I don't belong, and count them up. Bang, bang, bang. You got all these boys and you, and then there's her, and then she's sitting on the outside. And this is a revelation to you?
No, I know that it's bugged her. She told me when I was pregnant with Malachi, our last, that she felt like with everyone that she was that there was less time for her.
Yeah.
But we've always...
There's 4 of them, and then her. There's 4 wheels on a car, 4 legs on a stool, 4 legs on a table, and the 5th is like the 5th wheel.
I was really young and stupid when I told her that, and I know that I shouldn't have said. I know that I shouldn't have said that, because at some point, of course, I'm gonna move on and have a relationship and have a family, and I wanted her to have a dad, a good father in her life, and so I guess now I'm just stuck on like how to include her. I mean, the way that you're putting it makes it seem like she's not included in our family.
Well, I'm just talking about it from her point of view.
Yeah.
I understand you're saying it. I understand how you could have that moment. I understand it could be a beautiful moment between you and her. But do you want to be in denial about where we are now?
No, not at all.
This is the reality here. And then you come in, she's 5, and so you start trying to parent her. You're not her father, you're her mother's husband. You said you've popped her in the mouth, you say? She says 3 times. Pop, pop, pop. Because you didn't like what she was saying, because she was spewing.
It was once. She dropped a bomb.
Yeah.
Regardless, I shouldn't have done it. That was just acting
No,
out
you
of
shouldn't.
emotion,
I'm not exactly sure what one learns from that, other than my mother's husband just hit me in the mouth.
When Kyrah and I got our first apartment, I promised her that nobody was going to live with us again, that it was just going to be me and her. About a year later, Dustin ended up moving in. Now we have 3 boys. Kyrah has told me before that with each kid that we have, that she feels like there's less time for her. I thought I was just giving her a good dad, and I just broke my promise.
When I run away or sneak out, it gives me like an adrenaline rush. It's like a replacement for drugs.
When Kyrah ran away the first time, we installed security cameras.
I have 2 different views. It's got a view down the street. Here's our other camera.
Sensors on all the windows downstairs.
It's been working out pretty well.
Not that well, considering she's still left while we've had it.
Since she has jumped out of our 2nd story window to run away, we added sensors to the upstairs windows.
Every time I get taken back, I always know that I'm gonna do it again.
Mom and I have gone pretty far to try to make sure that Kyrah doesn't leave again.
We've made harsher punishments. We've loosened the reins and tried to compromise. We've done contracts. I've read books. Dustin and I have done parenting classes. Kyrah's taken drug classes. We've done family counseling. We've all done individual counseling.
Just nothing seems to work.
There was many times when we were very strict with Kyrah, even to the point where we took her phone away for an entire year. Kyrah did end up getting a burner phone. She asked around school and a boy gave it to her. That's actually when we found out that she was smoking in our bathroom and at the school bathroom because of the video she took on the burner phone.
The next time I run, I'd go to juvie, but that doesn't really scare me.
Kyrah has told me if she doesn't want to be found, she will make sure that she's not found, that she will cut off all contact, that she'll do what she needs to do to make sure that she doesn't have to come back home.
I love my parents and I still want to fix our relationship. I just don't want to live with them.
Well, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
You took your phone for a year?
Yeah.
Did anybody even remember why after 3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
We had
No,
a
it didn't
contract
work
written
at all.
out. She broke all the rules on the contract in one night. So we're like, it's gone.
Why are you running away?
I run away because I don't like to be at home. I feel
Well, I figured that much.
stuck.
Is there some like great thing out here you're running towards? Like you want to be in the circus or something? What are you running towards?
I guess nothing. I guess I'm running away.
So you're running away. It's not there's something out there you're running to that's better. You want to get away from this.
Yeah.
So you're 15 and you're in the 10th grade and you're being
I'm in
home.
the 11th.
Huh?
I'm in the 11th.
Well, but you didn't do real well. Are you sure you're in the 11th? Because
Yeah.
you didn't do real well.
No.
I
did
saw
bad.
your report card. It was probably iffy.
Yeah, no, I'm just taking double classes right now.
Okay, so you're having to do some makeup classes?
Yeah.
So you're in like 10 and a half.
I guess, yeah.
But you're not going to school, you're homeschooling.
Yeah, I'm doing independent studies.
So when you run away from home, you run away from school too, because you're homeschooling.
Yeah.
How vigilant are you about your schoolwork?
Not very.
But at some point, you go to school for you, not for them.
Kyrah and I feel like we've become best friends. Right now, our relationship is really strained because of her feeling like I'm taking Dustin's side over her side. I feel like if we continue on this path, that it will definitely reach a point where I have to choose one or the other, Kyrah or Dustin.
But you don't want to be a problem for this marriage, do you?
No.
It's interesting, you're being a problem, but when I talk to the adults in this situation, neither Dustin nor your mother badmouth you in any way. They don't talk bad about you in any way. I mean, even he's very frustrated, but he doesn't have a bad word to say about you. How do you feel about Dustin? As a person?
As a person, I think he's a good person. He provides for our family, and he's good with the boys, my brothers.
What's your relationship with him?
Not there.
Just don't have one.
Yeah.
Why not?
I've shut him out.
Why?
He didn't believe me. And then you can't really have a relationship when you guys don't trust each other, so.
Okay. So you felt like he didn't believe you, so if he thinks you're lying about something critical like that, then what's
Then I
there to
just
base
don't
a
feel like
relationship on?
Nothing.
Yeah. And how do you feel about your mother?
Like, I couldn't lose her. Like, I wouldn't be able to go on about my life without my mom.
Do you want to see this marriage break up?
No.
And then it would just be you and her again?
No.
Why not?
Because when they're good, they make each other happy, and he's good with my brothers. Like, I wouldn't want my brothers to not have a dad.
How do you feel about your brothers?
They're like my favorite things.
Yeah. So you love your brothers?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want them to not be in your life?
No.
So she had mentioned that, I mean, and I believe her. I don't think she wants to see Mom and I fighting, especially on ways how to handle her. And she just said a minute ago that she doesn't want us to see broken up, and that maybe those feelings have changed from about a year ago, but the message that I found on her phone a year ago was she was upset that she had to come downstairs for whatever reason And she said, all I have to do is start a fight between mom and dad, and I can come back upstairs and I can talk to you. And that just, out of everything else that I've found and seen on her phone, that's what hurt the most, because she knows that we struggle already. So like, why would you want to start a fight?
I don't remember that text, but that must have been taken out of context because I wouldn't intentionally start a fight, and I've never intentionally started a fight.
Well, that's what it said. It said, all I have to do is start a fight between mom and dad, and they'll send me to my room.
Who was I
Do you remember?
texting?
Do you remember me showing you that?
Yeah, but I don't feel like you're saying the exact words.
Okay. Well, we can agree to disagree.
What is it that's so distasteful about being at home? What makes it something you feel like you need to get out to breathe?
I just feel stuck, like when I'm at home. Like physically, I feel stuck, like I can't leave my house, but like mentally, I always just feel like in a bad place when I'm at home.
Tell me 3 things that these people could do that would make you feel comfortable there.
Not go through my stuff,
Right?
let me leave the house, and I guess just be comfortable, like, with my dad. Like, I'm usually fine with my mom, but I don't like to be home when me and my dad are both there because I feel like it's awkward.
It's a good morning and a good night. And how was school? It was fine. And that's like, as
Yeah,
far as
that's
their
our whole-
conversations go. You know, if she tries to come home and tell a story about school, he comes to me, oh my God, I can't believe she said something like that. Or he looks at her like, you're stupid. Why are you even telling me something like that? Like, that's, you know, off in left field. You know, why would you be doing something like that? And I feel like it's a constant shutdown. He just shuts her down.
The stories that she comes home with from school are just stories of like her like horsing around in class. And I'm just like, why are you telling me you're screwing around in class?
I don't always agree with the stories either. I mean, she doesn't.
But you laugh about them. It's never like, why would you
I
do
have
that? Or you never look at me, I'm like, I can't believe she did that in class. It's like, I gotta
I
be the
have.
one to say
I
something.
tell her, you could even ask her. I tell her quite often that that was a dumb decision and she shouldn't do that again. I better not get a call from her teacher or anything like that. But you don't even like fill in that conversation. You listen to her and you look at her like she's dumb.
You don't like them snooping through your stuff. You want them to trust you, right?
Yeah.
Then be trustworthy.
I don't know how to be trustworthy with him. There's like,
Well-
every time we try to work on trust, it seems like it's one-sided. Like, we always say that it's two-sided. Like, I don't trust him and he doesn't trust me, but it's,
Well,
I have to do this stuff.
No,
for
it's
them
called
to trust me.
emotional integrity for both of you. You have to say what you mean what you say, and if you say I'm going to do something or not do something, you have to live up to that.
Mm-hmm.
If you say, look, you don't need to snoop through my phone because I'm not going to make plans to run away and then execute those plans. I'm not going to do that. So you don't have to snoop through my phone. You can give me privacy. You have to be trustworthy. You've got to say, if we say, all right, we're going to work on this for 90 days, and I'll get you some professional help with this. You say you can't get therapists, you can't get this, you can't get that. I'll fix that. I'll fix that. I'll get you family therapy on a regular basis. I'll give you weekly sessions as a family and her individually if necessary. We'll start it on just through the end of the year, 10 weeks in a row, whatever we have to do. But I need you to agree that for that period of time, you'll agree to work the problem instead of run from the problem. And then at the end of that time, you can reassess, but you've got to have the emotional integrity to commit to that for that period of time. Can you do that?
I think, yeah, I can.
Well, you either can or you can't. I mean, don't tell me you can if you can. I mean,
No, I can. For me, it's really easy to be completely honest and open with my mom, but with my dad, it's hard because I don't care.
Yeah. What I'm asking you to do is commit to working on the problem with professionals that I bring to the table, and I'm appealing to your greed to get you what you want without having to run away. Will you make that commitment to me?
Yeah.
Okay? And you'll make that commitment.
Yes, of course.
And you'll make that commitment.
Yes.
And you know, we're in a pandemic right now. I will set it up through teletherapy and telemedicine with Doctor on Demand, which is a company that we actually own. My son founded it. I'll jumpstart you with like 10 sessions with a really good doctoral level therapist. That's where to start.
Okay. That makes sense. I was focusing on the trauma and feeling like that's what needed to be fixed because...
Not saying it doesn't. I'm saying I want to start with this.
Okay.
And then deal with it all. Let the professionals decide the order, but start with this.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. I want to thank my guest today, and if you would like more information about today's episode, then log on to drphil.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever.
He claims his stepdaughter
She said, I'm gonna start a fight between mom and dad.
I don't remember that.
is ruining his marriage.
You think she lies a lot. Well, here's your big danger when she decides, I'm going to lie about being victimized by you.
Next, Dr. Phil. Check your local listings.